Hi, everybody. It is 2:38, and boy, what a morning we had. I assume everybody watching this video at least heard thunder last night. Some of you probably picked up a tenth to maybe a quarter of an inch of rain with some heavy rain that moved across with those thunderstorms. I'm going to get more into that in a moment. I do want to let you know there were no reports of severe weather. Remember, for severe weather with thunderstorms, you typically have to have damaging winds gusting up to about 60 miles per hour, give or take, and you have to have some larger hail, 3/4 inch to an inch of hail stones that are expected. Just lightning and heavy rain doesn't do it. And that's important to remember because, of course, the lightning can be deadly. And it was one of the more impressive lightning outbreaks that we have seen in quite some time. At any rate, right now, I'm showing you my live camera network. Everybody's dried out. Everybody's getting hazy sunshine. You can see the Three Sisters over at Aspen Lakes Golf Course. Watch my mouse there. So the visibility is hazy, but not horrible over in the Three Sisters area this morning. Pretty good visibility up in Kelso Longview. There's the Gorge, Uckridge Golf Course, and there's in Ottercrest down in Lincoln County. Temperatures are on track to generally be in the low 90s, I believe, here in the valley this afternoon. So despite the fact that we had some storms to start today, things have really picked up. This is really interesting. This was a tweet from the National Weather Service. I'll just read what it says to you. Roughly 1,500 lightning strikes across Oregon and parts of southern Washington and northern Oregon, northern California last night into early this morning. And all of those orange little X's and minuses, that's positive versus negative lightning strikes, but all these detected 1,500 in total count. It was really one of the more impressive lightning storms that we have seen in quite some time. So the Weather Service put that out. Again, there was no, to repeat myself, there were no reports of any severe weather with any of this. These are images I put on my Portland Weather Facebook page. And this next one coming up, this is the radar imagery courtesy of KGW TV. This was 4:26 this morning. I was working this morning at Channel 8, and it was quite a morning to work with all the storms moving through. But everything went south to north. So about 4:30 this morning, we had earlier big storms over here along the coast. By 4:30, most of that lightning was moving north offshore from Astoria. We had these tremendous clusters of storms over the Coast Range that migrated eastward into McMinnville and Yamhill County. We had all these lightning strikes that moved across Albany up into Salem. And eventually, between the 5 and 6 o'clock hour especially, these storms started moving through Portland. And then eventually by 8 o'clock this morning had exited Longview. It was amazing to me. Now, again, all these storms were the product of an upper level low sitting offshore that we talked about yesterday. It was amazing to me that we never had any storms between Mount Hood and Sandy. And radar, notice at 4:30, a little speck of rain starting to pick up around Sandy, but none of these raindrops here ever turned in anything. It was mainly dry between Mount Hood and Sandy while all these, and the Mount Hood to Coast Relay was starting, while all these storms were down the valley and over at the coast. That was really lucky. Plenty of rain this morning over in areas of central Oregon too. This image, by the way, was the first batch of storms that we saw. Maybe this is what you heard. 12:46 in the morning, there was the first precursor of storms moving up across the Portland area. Then later, that was dictated by the stronger storms that we looked at just a moment ago. I mentioned the storms due to an upper level low, which is the curl you see out here off of the Pacific. So this low fired up these storms, and then up here, so it's 2:42 in the afternoon, right? Here on the visible satellite picture is the shield of convection and cloudiness that produced those storms that is still lingering across parts of Washington at this hour. You can see some convection down here. There's a little disturbance that spun up along the coast that had some lingering lightning this morning, and then there were just a few specks of rain with these showers last time I looked early this afternoon. It's still possible that we see a spotty shower or thunderstorm pop at some point this afternoon or this evening. I don't expect anything widespread, meaning most of us will stay dry. I just can't tell you there's not going to be a shower or thunderstorm pop, but the big outbreak is all this up in here that you see that's moved into Oregon. Again, there's that upper level low that's driving the factor. I do want to show you, yeah, there's no lightning being detected right now. If you look at the bottom right, all those X's and you see the lightning that moved up into Washington. Now that's mainly faded away as well. So lightning is over into Idaho, eastern Nevada, and then over into Utah right now. The upper level of 500 map. There's that low. This low, by the way, let me pull my forecast notes over, is going to somewhat weaken and stay offshore. And the flow pattern is what we call going to split. And it will basically take that low out of the equation. We should have a completely dry day tomorrow. And odds are good that we'll have a dry day Sunday, but some of the modeling still hinting at maybe a late day evening thunderstorm on Sunday. So for now, we'll keep an eye on that. But basically, I think most of us will stay dry through the weekend with temperatures in the 90s. And then we get into next week. Monday is a cool off day, a day that might start with morning marine clouds. If it does, Monday would probably see a high in the low 80s, which is what weather modeling likes and is showing, in fact, right now. This is the European 500 chart at Tuesday morning. And see the troughing right here. If you follow my computer mouse, that's a 584, 82, 79, 70. That's a 573, about a 576 height contour over Portland. That means this trough is deep enough that it could produce some moisture for us. And I still like likely showers on Tuesday, a day that is probably overcast for the most part, with rain showers on radar most of the day. Are we going to get some decent rain? I think there could be fairly widespread amounts of 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of rain. That would be a nice wetting for the latter part of August. So we'll hope. That's Tuesday. Now that system moves off. This is Wednesday, late morning, getting into the noon hour. See that low is now all the way over to Montana. So this is stabilizing atmosphere. The American model, the GFS, shows a little stronger weak trough on the backside of that low. So for now, I'm saying Wednesday could have a shower, but certainly the potential for a dry Wednesday is also part of the forecast. Now, this is where we differ. This European model 12 hours ago was showing some rain on Thursday, as is the American GFS model. But look at what's happening on this latest run that's come in early this afternoon. There's that low still well to our east. This is a northwest flow pattern aloft, and probably, well, see, the low tries to kind of deepen and kick back. So right now, Thursday, there's still a rain chance, but that doesn't look as favorable as it did at one point. And what I really want to get you to is once we get into Friday, we're certainly drying out. And look what happens over the weekend. This is Saturday. I'm going to go ahead and play this into Sunday. This is Sunday at 4 o'clock. This is a strong Pacific ridge that's formed over the top of that low. Look at the pressure height, 594, 597 height center. This is similar strength to the high they gave us 108 degrees 2 Mondays ago. And that ridge was one that formed and came in and held over the Pacific waters, very close to this position. So I'm telling you, this is Labor Day, right? No, this would be Sunday going into Labor Day. Let's see what Labor Day looks like. I haven't even looked. Yeah, this is Labor Day right here. This is a very strong ridge going all the way up into Canada. That would be a slam dunk to be up into the 90s. And depending on what the surface features turn out being, there would be the potential that we would have a return to 100-degree temperatures. So that is something I'm watching, a strong warm-up next weekend, which is Labor Day, into the first few days of September. Wouldn't that be something? Okay. Let's see. Let me go ahead and get you to the 7-day, and then we'll call it a day on this Friday. So this afternoon, mainly dry, 92. Slight chance of a spotty shower, thunder shower. Don't see any rain chances tomorrow, 95. Hazy sunshine. The wind fields are still pretty light, so we need a westerly driving flow to kind of push out the wildfire smoke and haze. We don't have that. A light variable wind, wildfire smoke and haze is in our sky. Sunday, a late day storm chance looks to be slight at this point, which means odds are good that we'll stay completely dry. Just can't promise it, 92. Monday, morning clouds to sun, 86, maybe cooler than that. Could be a really comfortable day, especially if we get a solid marine layer. Then we talked about the showers on Tuesday, 74. Wednesday is kind of an in-between day. Maybe there's a scattered shower, but much of Wednesday is probably dry, but still cool in the 70s or comfortable. And then Thursday, I had showers 74. That was based off of a second low being deeper when I made this. And now the run I just showed you is kind of starting to back off on that rain chance Thursday. So we'll follow that. And then again, we'll follow the potential of some 90 to maybe 100-degree heat returning into Labor Day. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you for using my YouTube channel and subscribing. I much appreciate that. For now, I'm Rod Hill, and I will talk to you soon. My weather site's portlandweather.com.